Hello again, friends of SKELE VADER. Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome to the Big Trade video number 2. Once again, for those of you who are just joining us in this discussion, that's the snake mountain that I built, which you can watch me build here on this channel. And I've packed it up and I'm taking it over to my new friend Pedro's house. And this is him with the snake mountain. And he's generously agreed to do a trade. I love this picture he took with Mr. Miyagi there with He-Man and Orko. So he's going to send me Origins and Masterverse figures as they come out, as they're available to him, and in exchange for full ownership of Snake Mountain, a pretty good deal. So this is the second batch he's given me, Flying Fist He-Man and Terror Claws Skeletor. And I'm really excited to open these up and have a look. So here we go. This artwork is amazing. Once again, it's Axel Jimenez, and if you put both the card backs together, it forms this continuous battle scene, which reveals all kinds of great things. First, the thing that stood out to me was Moss Man, and I hope we get him soon. That would be amazing. I'm not sure we're going to be getting an Eternia playset because that thing's massive, but wow, that would be very, very cool. So let's get this Flying Fist He-Man open and have a closer look. Of course, I'll give you a brief glance at the mini comic, not revealing any of the plot points. But again, it's great to see how these characters and new costumes and develop throughout these brief mini comics. Very cool. All right, so let's get this guy open. I'm trying to not damage the card back art, of course, because I do want to save these images for both Flying Fists and Terror Claws, and just because it's so cool to be able to combine them. He comes with the Power Sword, which I was hoping would be vac metal like the rest of the stuff, but it's not, and that's fine. This shield, this vac metal shield, is really cool. I believe it's vac metal, but it reminds me of fidget spinners that were popular a while back. Same thing with this additional weapon. But of course, these are reminiscent of the vintage weapons that came with the original Flying Fist He-Man. One of those balls is weighted, which creates sort of a momentum effect when you spin them. Very cool. And of course, we've got an alternate head, which is always fun. For those of us that love to take toy photos, having alternate heads really adds an extra edge to what we're doing, an option for additional facial expressions. I just want to take a moment here and talk about how cool this armor is. It's such a vast improvement over the battle damaged armor that we've gotten before, mainly because the proportions are correct. It feels more correct because there's no mechanism in the chest to create sort of a wider chest. It looks very good. Now he comes with of course, the ridged place where you can put your thumb and move him and create the action feature. But he also has those handles, as you just saw on his back, that if you feel like using that to create the action feature as well. So once you get the weapons attached to this guy, and you really start to play with him, he is so much fun. He is so much fun to play with. I usually just put my action figures on display, but I'm definitely going to be tempted to take this guy out and have him battle against Terror Claws Skeletor every once in a while, because this is just way too much fun. So I'm really excited to have this Flying Fist He-Man Origins figure in my collection. I never had this particular version of He-Man when I was a kid, so it's very cool to have him. So thanks, Pedro. Okay, now we get to open the Terror Claws Skeletor. Been looking forward to this. This card back art reveals 2 characters that I've been looking forward to, hoping to get, and that's Too Bad. And also, we could potentially be getting an Origins Spike-Or. So if we can get an Origins Too Bad, an Origins Spike-Or Mattel, that would be amazing, and I know a lot of people would be happy. So yeah, bring him out. So let's get this guy out of his package. Of course, I'm gonna be careful getting him off of here because I want to save that card back art. And he comes, of course, with the same mini comic that Flying Fist He-Man came with, which is cool. And then he's got, this is where we get to really dig into a moment of appreciation for this guy. that armor, even as a kid, I thought that armor was super weird and hilarious. It's kind of like he's wearing a crop top, super strange. But I have a deep appreciation for it now. And of course, he comes with this alternate head, which is, it's kind of like Skeletor is sneering a little bit in that alternate head, which is a great thing to have. I don't believe we've gotten that head with any other versions of Skeletor. And what makes this character even funnier is that once you move that action feature, and he's wearing that shiny crop top, it really sort of creates an illusion that he's dancing at the disco. So yeah, it's great to have this guy, and his claws are cool, and they're bigger than the vintage claws. But let's get this guy set up and have a closer look. There is the head that he comes with, and I think it's very similar to a head we've gotten before. And then the sneering head is the one I definitely prefer, but here he is with his weapon, which is the sort of skeletal dragon, like thrusting, biting weapon. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm sure there's a term for it, but I love this. It's very reminiscent of the vintage version. And then here he goes. You can have fun with that action feature once again. So similar to Flying Fist He-Man, this Terror Claws Skeletor is a lot of fun. Now, for those of you that are watching this video, you've made it this far, can you tell me, do you think, I mean, this is probably pure theory, but do you think that the Terror Claws Skeletor weapon design, since this came out mid-80s, do you think that this was influenced by Nightmare on Elm Street? Let me know in the comments below. So here they are out in the wild. I took an action figure photo. You can find this on Instagram. Thanks for watching, folks. Please make sure you click like and subscribe. Tell your friends about SKELEVADER. Find me on Instagram. Find me on Facebook. And as usual, I will see you in the next video.